The emergency meeting of the Galactic Council appeared as a giant hologram in the Horizon's command center. Dozens of alien faces looked down at Captain Martinez with disapproval. Most of them belonged to species that had abandoned the vestige years ago. "You humans are disrupting the natural order," declared Counselor Zex, a towering insectoid being. "Those who cannot adapt must fade away. This is the law of evolution." Martinez stood her ground, her voice steady. "With respect, Counselor, letting an entire civilization die when we have the power to save them isn't evolution. It's negligence." The council chambers erupted in angry voices. A blue-skinned alien with multiple eyes spoke next. "We will impose trade sanctions on Earth if you continue this foolish rescue mission. Think carefully about making enemies of more advanced civilizations." Before Martinez could respond, her communication officer interrupted. "Captain, multiple ships just dropped out of faster-than-light travel. They're human vessels." The bridge crew watched in amazement as ships from different Earth nations appeared on their screens. Chinese, American. The deep space exploration vessel, Horizon, drifted silently through the darkness of unexplored space. Lieutenant James Wong sat at his sensor station, fighting back a yawn as he monitored the endless stream of data. 3 months into their mission, and they had found nothing but empty planets and space debris. That changed when his console suddenly lit up with an unusual signal. "Captain Martinez," James called out, his fingers flying across the holographic display. "I'm picking up some kind of distress beacon. It's different from anything in our database." Captain Elena Martinez walked over to his station, her boots making soft thuds against the metal floor. "Different how, Lieutenant?" "The signal pattern is unlike any human or known alien technology. It's also incredibly old. The decay pattern suggests it's been broadcasting for at least 200 years. Martinez's eyes narrowed as she studied the readings. After 20 years of space exploration, she had learned to trust her instincts. "Plot a course. Let's see what we find." The Horizon changed direction, its massive engines pushing it toward the mysterious signal. 2 days after discovering the vestige, the crew of the Horizon learned just how special these aliens truly were. Dr. Sarah Chen stood in their underground archive chamber, her eyes wide with wonder. The walls pulsed with a soft blue light, and strange crystal formations grew from floor to ceiling. "This is incredible," she whispered, watching as one of the younger vestige placed their hand on a crystal. The entire room hummed, and suddenly, images filled everyone's minds. Memories of ancient civilizations, lost worlds, and forgotten knowledge. "Our greatest treasure," Elder Kirith explained, his mental voice gentle. "Not these crystals, but what they contain. The memories, experiences, and knowledge of our entire race. Every story, every discovery, every moment of joy." The red giant star loomed in the viewport of the Horizon, its angry surface churning with massive solar flares. Chief Engineer Mike Torres hadn't slept in 36 hours, but he couldn't stop now. Time was running out. "The star's deteriorating faster than we thought," he explained to Captain Martinez, pointing at his tablet. 3 months was optimistic. We might have 8 weeks, maybe less. In the makeshift laboratory they'd set up in the vestige's underground chambers, dozens of human engineers worked alongside the aliens. The air hummed with the sound of equipment and the gentle pulsing of the crystal network. Dr. Chen wiped sweat from her forehead as she studied the latest readings. "The neural network is more complex than anything we've ever seen. It's like trying to move an entire ocean without losing a single drop." Young vestige children watched curiously as humans rushed back and forth, carrying equipment and running tests. One of them, a small female named Lyra, often helped by bringing water to the tired workers. Her telepathic voice was like a sweet melody in their minds. "Will your machines help us take our memories with us?" she asked Dr. Chen. Sarah knelt down beside her. "We're trying, sweetheart. We're trying really hard." The breakthrough came from an unexpected source. James Wong, who had first detected the vestige's signal, noticed something while monitoring the crystal network's energy patterns. "Look at this," he called out excitedly. The star's surface erupted with the largest solar flare they'd seen yet. Through the underground chamber's reinforced walls, everyone felt the ground shake. Dust fell from the ceiling as ancient rocks groaned under the strain. "Status report," Captain Martinez called out, steadying herself against a crystal column. Chief Engineer Torres looked up from his console, his face pale. "The star's core is collapsing faster than predicted. We have hours, not days." Only 40% of the vestige population had been evacuated so far. The neural network transfer was still ongoing, with massive amounts of data and memories being carefully moved to the human quantum storage devices. Dr. Chen rushed into the chamber. "We just lost access to the eastern tunnels. They've completely collapsed." She paused to catch her breath. "There are still 800 vestige in those sections, but they're safe for now. We need to find another way to reach them." The evacuation ships in orbit reported dangerous radiation levels from the dying star. Each shuttle run between the surface, and the ships became more hazardous. During the last trip, a shuttle's radiation shielding had nearly failed. "Captain," her first officer spoke quietly. The other ship captain. Red emergency lights flashed through the underground chambers as another tremor shook the complex. Dr. Sarah Chen wiped sweat from her forehead, trying to focus on the data streaming across her screen. Something in the readings caught her eye. "Look at this," she called to Torres. "The network responds differently when the vestige children interact with it. It's more flexible, more adaptable with them." Young Lyra stood nearby, her small hand resting on a crystal. The network pulsed with a brighter blue light at her touch. "The children's minds are more open," Elder Kirith explained, his mental voice strained from the effort of maintaining the network. "They don't just access memories, they flow with them." Torres snapped his fingers. "That's it. We've been trying to move the network like a computer copying files. But it's alive. It needs to flow." Captain Martinez listened as the engineers quickly explained their idea. They would combine the vestige children's natural ability to channel the network with human quantum computers. Instead of copying the memories, they would create a path for them to flow through. "Like a river finding a new path to the sea," Lyra said, understanding immediately. They had less than 3 months after the rescue. Captain Elena Martinez stood on a grassy hill overlooking the new vestige settlement. The terraformed planet, donated by the Human Coalition, spread out before her in shades of green and gold. 2 small moons hung in the purple sky, and a stable yellow star shone warmly overhead. "It's so different from our old home," Lyra said, standing beside Martinez. The young vestige had become something of a daughter to her during their journey. "But I think I like it better." Below them, the settlement buzzed with activity. Crystal spires rose from the ground, housing the restored neural network. But these crystals were different. They shimmered with both the blue light of vestige memories and the green pulse of human quantum technology. Dr. Sarah Chen emerged from the largest spire, excitement clear on her face. "Captain, Elder Kirith, you need to see this." Inside the crystal chamber, humans and vestige gathered around a new kind of interface. The neural network had evolved, combining vestige telepathy with human computing in ways nobody had expected. "Watch this," Chen said, placing her hand on